See, wherever I go, stay ready, stay alert, always prepared for whatever. I see me. There's a seat right here. You can see from all angles. I'm ready. It's time to get down to business. Game time.
Hi, honey. I know you just made it to the library, but love of my life, my hero, my lion, you forgot your A game. So come home, take it, and then you can go and conquer the world, black man. Oh, and one more thing. Would it kill you to just wear some socks? I'm just saying. Love you. And can you bring home some milk?
Oh, man. She's killing me. Okay, I'll go back. I'm gonna get my A game. I'm not putting them socks on. I'm good. I'm fly. I'm fresh. I'm gonna stop at 7-Eleven to get some milk.
Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey everybody, how are you doing? Everybody doing okay? Everybody doing good? Hope everybody's doing good on this Friday. Hey, Miss Gwendolyn. So, okay, we got a video that we are gonna go through, and the reason why I'm doing today, why black women can't be feminine, is because y'all have been hearing me talk about it. Y'all have been hearing me go over it ad nauseum. And it started with the lady that did the apology. Then I showed you the young lady who was in the car, who was having a moment where she was sharing her insight about herself. Thank you, my love is divine. Thank you, Jack Van. And so I'm wanting to bring you guys this stuff so that you can hear women, black women, come to these conclusions on their own. Some of the times can be a little bit disingenuous. Some of them are sincere. I'm not here to talk about whether or not I think that any particular woman is being sincere or not. Okay? I'm not. That's up to you guys on your own personally. What I'm trying to point out is that black women are not as blind, or thank you, Rock Senior, not as blind. Hey, Dr. Michelle, not as blind and not as just out of the loop that they claim to be sometimes. I call it playing dumb kitty. And I got dumb kitty from, I used to have a cat named Chi Chi who was extremely intelligent, but sometimes she would play dumb, like she didn't know what I was saying. And she was relying on the fact that, well, I'm a cat. Of course I don't know what you're saying. You're human. I'm a cat. And I called it being dumb kitty because she would later demonstrate that she understood exactly what I said. So I call that playing dumb kitty. So a lot of black women are playing dumb kitty because they're acting like they don't know what's going on, right? but a lot of them do know what's going on. So I have a video that we're going to go through. Thank you, Prize of Prison. Thank you, Phillips. Have you seen the movie They Live with Roddy Piper? Perfectly explains the hyenas attack mode. They aren't mad at the Pick Me crew per se. They're afraid because y'all exposing them in detail. Yeah, They Live is a classic. If y'all listen, if we got some young people in this chat that have never heard of the movie They Live, it's an old movie that came out in like the 80s. And at the time, the white guy was a very famous wrestler named Roddy Piper. And he was the star of the movie alongside, what's the black man's name? I forgot his real name. He's a famous actor also. And that movie is a trip. So if you have not ever seen that movie, go look for it. Rent it if you have to. Go watch They Live. Anyways, let's go. Keith David. Thank you, Ruminant. Let's go to share the screen. And this is a video from a channel called Daily Wrap Up Crew. And there's 3 women and 3 men. So we're just gonna not delay too long. Let's kind of just get into it.
We're suppressed as women. The load that we carry as women is
Black
something.
men ain't there with y'all?
Hold on, baby. Hold on.
All right.
Because y'all carry it too. Y'all forgotten. Black men are forgotten, but you have to remember we're dismantled. As a race, men and women, we've been dismantled. So some things come with that. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all been ripped out of our household. What you think I'm supposed to do? All I could do is be strong. So when I meet you, I'm guarded. Everything, all my struggles, everything I've been through, when you meet me, that's what you meeting me with. So are you gonna try to figure me out as a black man who understands what black women go through?
No.
And then you come with some
Use
shit
it
too.
against me.
Because that's what I just did.
I feel like it's flipped. I feel like men are sympathetic towards, certain black women situations, right?
No.
And then some women take advantage of that, and it's like when a guy cheats on a woman and she lets him cheat on him, he's gonna do it again. So when a man is sympathetic, and being patient, and that woman like, oh, fuck out my face. Those be the women. I know y'all know females that be having that.
That is true. There is, but it's both sides.
You can meet a woman that could give you the same perspective. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, it's the dismantlement of us. It goes right back to that.
Now, we're going to pause right there because I got to look at y'all because we got to talk about it. We's going to talk about it. Thank you, Kendra. Said, sis just dropping some support. Let's see. Support for the channel. Keep up the good work. We need you and others to keep bringing these things up. Thank you so much. And thank you, Steo. Said, feigning ignorance is a narcissistic manipulation technique used to avoid responsibility. So thank you so much. Okay, see, so you're familiar with them. Yeah, they came across. Yes, I checked out a couple of their videos. So here's the thing. And hit the like button as you come in. She's saying we're suppressed as a people. And you black men in general were ripped from our homes. Ripped, not left. She did not say they left. She said you were ripped from us, from our homes. And all I could do was to be strong. So when you meet me, you're meeting me with all of that basically baggage that I've been through, all of the traumas, the struggles, what have you. You're meeting me with that. So I'm guarded, my defenses are up, and all of these sorts of things. Now, there are a couple of things to unpack with that. First of all, she didn't know how to express the lost value system. She didn't know how to express saying, well, we as a group have been under attack. See, and I don't know if y'all notice, but a lot of black people are starting to go away from the language of WS, right? They're starting to go away from that language. And I think that half black people who are starting to go away from that language are just uncomfortable with that language because they might be younger and it's not politically correct to talk about that. And I think the other half is going away from that language because I think some black people are beginning to wake up to the fact that it's deeper than what we think of in our minds when we think of institutionalized systems, right? And systemic disadvantages. I'm trying to change the language up, right? Because I'd like this live to stay monetized. But they're kind of going away from that language. But I think what's really happening is that we are beginning, at least some of us, are beginning to understand that there was a deeper thing happening and it was more than we supposed. And without being able to use the terminology, people are coming to this conclusion. People are coming to the conclusion that there is a system at work, but maybe don't call it the power structures or the power that be. It's something else. They don't have the verbiage. This is why this information that I present to you all, my perspectives that I give to you all, this is why I do it, because I understand its importance. Because in order for a lot of times us to understand a problem or understand the roots of things, we actually have to have proper terminology and verbiage that describes it so that we can come to a consensus about the definition of these things. And once we can define these things and come to a consensus about what these things mean and not be all over the place, then we can also come to a consensus about how to resolve the problems that we have identified. Okay? So she's talking about the lost value system. She's trying to say that we were given a different value system. We were given or presented, or whatever you want to say, a value system that did not allow us, black men and black women, to develop in an organic way that allows us to flourish together and be one another's natural mates. Okay? There's something that was thrown in the mix that actually got tainted, that was wrong. Now we know to go back to the plantation. We know it started there. We know that we were changed. We know that we went through a bioculturon event, but we don't know how to say that. Thanks to Father's time to give us the verbiage that we need to actually comprehend what happened, why it happened, and take it from being something vague to concrete ideas, concrete events that we can point to and say, this is actually what happened. Instead of just saying, well, it was the plantation. Yeah, but what about the plantation? What was it about the plantation that was so transformative? Well, it was hard bondage. I get it. Yeah, but what was it about that hard bondage? Why did that transform us so drastically in a way that other forms of servitude, slavery, or indentured servitude actually didn't do other people? What actually happened on those plantations? And not only, more importantly, not only what happened on those plantations, but these things, the bioculturon, the lost value system, the 10 life value. These things explain the process of and the reason why we as Black people have not overcome the trauma that was given to our ancestors. This is why it's offensive when people say, well, that was the past. You ain't picked no cotton, so why are you bothered by it? Because I'm still living under the lost value system that my ancestors were given, and I'm suffering underneath mindsets that do not allow me to break free so that I can come from surviving to thriving in a normal, healthy way. That's why Black people can't let it go. That's why we can't let it go. Because the effect, what is the effect? The lost value system. We still live it. So it's not something that happened 400 years ago and that's that. It's something that started 400 or 500 years ago that still perpetuates itself. It's not even enough to say it was the Willie Lynch. I am not going to get through all of this. It's not even enough to say it was the Willie Lynch. Because even though Willie Lynch gave us a little bit more of an idea about the process, what the Willie Lynch letter really did was give us the method of the bioculturon event. But it didn't say it was a bioculturon event. It didn't say that biology, culture, environment were all changed immediately, and that was the result. And since we have not had another bioculturon event to go us the other way, we've remained here. And the purpose of my channel, the purpose of Sheep Stay Sleep channel, the purpose of us talking about the 10 life values and all of these things is so that we as a Black people are not waiting on them, quote unquote, to present us another bioculturon event to change us. We can do it ourselves. This is why we keep looking to the system to change so that we can change the environment, change the law, change the institution, change the constitution, change the political party. We're asking them to change the environment, but we don't understand that that's only one of 3 elements. We don't understand that the power of the change is not exclusively for them. Thank you, Rob Mack. We can actually inspire that event ourselves, biologically and culturally, which would then transform environmentally. I hope y'all get what I'm saying. Please hit the like button. I got 385 people. I got 196 likes. Come on. Bam, 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 bam. You got to hit that like button. Bam, bam. You got to, So come on, y'all. Please. Please, please, please. She doesn't understand. The lady in the video, we're going to get back to the video. She doesn't understand where the suppression comes from. See, we entered into a bioculturon event, but how do they perpetuate it? I said it yesterday. 2 sides of the same coin. The prison and the school. Both are institutions under the same system. Both are in the same environment. Somebody do me a favor and block Claire, because I think those be bots that come in. I don't think those are real people. So could someone block that bot, please? Thank you. Two sides of the same coin. And we know that they are two sides of the same coin. See, this is why I say the gynocracy has no class. Why do you think a woman that's highly educated is still drawn to a Pookie and a Ray Ray? Because they got taught the same thing. He just got taught he is in jail in the streets, and she got taught hers in the classroom. Same teaching. How do we know that both those institutions shake hands? Put a 1 in the chat if you want to know how we know that the school and the penal system are the same institution. Just one give you the illusion of freedom and the other one put you in bondage. Because they made a school to prison pipeline. Thank you, Rantersation. So, wow, you have the best rants on the internet. Well said. Biocultural is key. Is what we call the inside-outside game. Exactly. Thank you. They made a school to prison pipeline. What's a pipeline? A pipeline is a straight line. When you have a pipe, any kind of pipe, the pipes in your plumbing in your house, or the pipes that transfer oil that they be trying to build on the Native American lands. Anytime y'all see somebody that come in with these little letters, yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Ari. You have the spirit of Mother Clara Muhammad and the fight and love of Sister Betty Shabazz. Alhamdulillah. MashaAllah. Thank you. It's a pipeline. Meaning, anytime you have a pipeline, you don't want no blockages. It goes straight from one end to the other with no obstacles. So if it wasn't the same system, how do you go from school to prison with no obstacle and no change? Same mindset. See, we have to start understanding the language. The languages that are being spoken. The words that are being spoken. It is not haphazard that they use that language. Because when we talk about the Underground Railroad, we called it a railroad because there were stops. There were stations, so to speak. Because a railroad and a train do what? It stop on its route. But a pipeline don't got no stops. It's all go. All gas, no brakes. I'm going to get back to her before we go on to this break.
There's no way I can know how to be feminine when I've been robbed of the man that's supposed to give me my, at least cater to my femininity. Like, as a woman, I'm soft with
men
you.
as masculine creatures can't teach a woman how to be feminine.
No, yes, you can. Yes, you can.
You can't teach us how to be feminine, but you can handle me.
More better than a woman could?
Hear me out. I'm naturally
you can handle
feminine.
me.
I'm naturally feminine, right?
No, you're not.
Listen, as a woman, I'm supposed to be naturally
Because you
feminine.
We gotta handle the world, and now we gotta come home and handle a woman, bro. Like,
Yeah, so why do you want something to be by yourself?
So
why when we can date outside our race and be with women that's going to naturally
they
be
haven't faced what
submissive?
we faced.
Yeah.
They haven't faced what we faced. So there's no way you could even compare the two. We struggle day in, day out as black women, black men.
I agree.
We struggle day in, day out. So
I
every time, even right now, this conversation we have, we bumping heads because of the things that we went through and the different perspectives. You understand what I'm saying? We have been dismantled. Understand that and realize that. hold on, it is our responsibility to do different and change certain things because we are in control of ourselves and what we,
That's
but
fair.
you still have to remember, we're dealing with it.
That's fair.
We're still dealing with the past and certain things that we as people have to go through. So yes, as a man, when you meet me, I might come off a little bit strong, but it's your responsibility as a black man to try to understand me.
I think.
Hold on, let me ask you a question.
Now, let's come back. Let's rewind a little bit. We're gonna rewind a little bit. Because the lady in the hat is not 100% wrong. She's really not. But she's also a bit confused about it. Because here's the thing. You know what? Let me do this commercial break and I'm going to come back and break down this femininity stuff. Y'all do not want to miss this. Please hit the like button. 445 people. I got 308 likes. Hit the like button. I'm going to hit this commercial and we will be right back.
We're A-Game, a 100% Black-owned company with an all-natural product and world-class customer service. We're headquartered in California, and we manufacture, package, and ship right here in the United States. We ship to more than 125 distributors worldwide. Normal processing is 2 to 3 days, and we employ virtual tracking until our product is received. So, no matter where you are in the world, here we come, and we're bringing your A-game.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming back with me. Go ahead and hit the like button as you come back. Let me break down something very clearly. Because the women who are speaking, particularly the lady with the hat on, she's not completely wrong. But there is a blurry line, though, that Black women create. Or at least they don't make any effort to clear. When she says we're going through a lot basically in this country, and I'm putting the verbiage to it. We're born and raised in the lost value system. Okay? And it's hard for me to be feminine under that because it robs me of femininity. It robs me of it. Thank you, Swab. So I gotta actually come back at some point in my life after I've realized that I've been robbed of it, and I may not understand that at 12 or 13 or 14 years old. I might have to wait to understand that in my 20s. Okay? When I'm more developed and an adult and can actually have an opportunity to see what happened to me. Thank you again, Rantisation. Okay? We all can understand that. And I think that Black men understand that. Right? But where it becomes problematic is that Black women will sometimes acknowledge this, but will not make the effort individually or collectively to change that dynamic. To actually say, okay, I recognize what's been going on. That I was raised under a system and I didn't know I was raised under that. I didn't know that what I was doing was actually not normal. It's not, and it was destructive. How I was thinking, how I was told to think, and all these sorts of things. Right? But Once you come to that understanding, the problem with black women is that they don't make the necessary change. They don't do the 180. They think I can recognize being broken, but I can also simultaneously stay broken, and black men are supposed to deal with my brokenness without complaint, and I'm supposed to be able to demonstrate that brokenness in whatever avenue, whatever destructive behavior that I engage in because of that brokenness. And he's supposed to understand that I'm broken, so therefore just deal with it. And that's where the problem comes in. That's where the non-accountability happens. That's where not taking responsibility actually happens. Because one thing that you notice, black women don't understand the system and all of the nuances of why they can't be feminine according to that system only when it comes time for them to be accountable. Now they understand the system behind them that gives birth to these dysfunctions, right? But when it's time to hold black men accountable, all of a sudden that same system doesn't exist, or it's to be minimized, and he should have overcame it anyway. He should have overcame that. So one of the things that they mentioned was, as a man, you teach me femininity. Now the young man was like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to teach you femininity? Yeah, men teach women femininity. How many people in the chat agree with that statement? 1, if you agree that men can teach women femininity. 2, if you disagree. Men teach women femininity. How do you think little girls learn it? And why do you think they don't learn it when their fathers aren't around? Little girls learn how to be feminine with their father, not their mom. Because men hold both the X and the Y. So he teaches both masculinity and femininity. Now, it's not that the mother has no responsibility in it. She teaches her the nuances of womanhood. She's supposed to be teaching her how to harness in positive ways her feminine energy. But the father teaches the daughter how to give that feminine energy to a man. That's what he teaches. How to give it. How to display it. How to become that. See, when we say men teach women, we're not always talking about a grown man and a grown woman that ain't got nothing to do with each other. We can't forget the parental role. And that speaks to our brokenness as a people, that we don't even go to the parental role first. So we have to understand that. We have to understand the importance of fathers to girls. Men definitely teach a woman as a little girl, his daughter, he teaches her how to give a man feminine energy. He's masculine with her. He's giving her 4 P's. And he's teaching her through this process, through fathering her, what she's supposed to be doing as a girl. And she should be able to take that lesson into adulthood with a man, with a husband. Thank you, Dan Taylor. I love your content. Please continue to do the hard work. Nobody's blaming men for women not being feminine. I am simply talking about the role, the importance of fathers. Unless we want to say fathers are not important. Because it's the absence, it's the brokenness of our family structure that's allowing all of this stuff to come in the first place. Our family structures are broken. And because the men have been ripped from us, Black women were given feminism to try to replace the importance of men. This is why I went over old girl talking about we don't need the nuclear families to be successful. Like, boop, get out of here with that. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. The other problem that's happening here is that not only do Black women not make the effort to make the change, if she sees that there is a system behind all of these things that are happening, that our family structures are broken, and that's just a symptom of the actual illness, she's not making any effort to switch that around. Where's the research? And I go back to the woman that gave the apology. Well, I didn't look. I didn't research. Whose problem is that? You were supposed to. Why didn't you? If you know that there's a system behind this stuff, why are you bitter at Black men and not that system? That's the $100 million question. Why are you not bitter and angry and got all this venom and got all this vitriol for the system that's got us in this spot, rather than transferring that venom and that vitriol and that bitterness over to Black men and hating them? That's the part that doesn't make any sense. Got a lot of venom, misdirected. And they know they misdirected it. That's the killer part. That's what makes it so egregious. You're misdirecting your bitterness and anger towards Black men, but you know you're misdirecting it. You know it's not supposed to be over there. You know where to put it, but you refuse to do so. Thank you, Stio. So instead of coming together with Black men and saying, you know what? I know we got dismantled, right? To use the word that the young lady is using. I know we got dismantled. I know we're being suppressed. I know there's a system at work against us. Let us get over our own selfish, one-track minded way that we thinking about things and come to the table, meet Black men in the middle and say, hey, let's actually work on how do we together overcome what happened to us. Because what happened to us is setting us at odds. We're at odds with each other. We at each other's throats constantly. But how do we get out from underneath that? And there's no sense of togetherness. There's no sense from black women and saying, let's meet black men halfway, let's meet them in the middle, and let's talk about this thing in earnest. Let's talk about it honestly and not come in with an argument already prepared and defending yourself about, well, I'm not feminine because of this, that, and the third. So I can't be feminine with black men because X, Y, and Z. 39 Dina, thank you. So what's the solution to it? Because as it stands, black women have allowed that bitterness, allowed that misandry to fester until it became toxic. Now they don't want to come out of it because they have to recognize we wrong. I hope that, am I being clear? Thank you again, Stio. Said black women to black men, what are you going to do despite system racism? Yeah, and saying that without even understanding what they even talking about when we talk about that system. This is why I talk about black women have to be the ones to put down your arms and make the first move to end this gender war. It's not up to black men to do that. It's really up to black women to do that because black women are the ones that readily drink the Kool-Aid. Y'all do it. Y'all do it. You want to drink the Kool-Aid. You want to be able to have these crutches and these excuses to continue on in the foolishness that you in so that you can blame everybody else. It's black men's fault. It's the system's fault. It's this one's fault. It's that one's fault. It's never my fault for actually engaging in all of this, even though there were points and times where it was pointed out to me that this is wrong and why it's wrong. If I know black men were ripped from the house, why do I keep up the narrative that they left it? See what I'm saying? If it's the truth, if we know it's the truth that black men were systematically taken out of the home to destabilize the family structure of black people and thus destabilize our neighborhoods and communities, why keep up the narrative that they left of their own free will? And you willingly come say this stuff in public forums, in private forums. Well, they left, they deadbeats, then black men are this and black men are that. But you know that's not true. Because when we start having real conversations, the truth come out. And more importantly, when we start holding women's feet to the fire, now they know there's a system. So then you knew it all along. Thank you, Coach Human. So you knew that there was a system behind it all along, and you disregarded it because it served you to disregard the truth. Let's get down to the real nitty-gritty of it all. women's God is in their belly, not in their heart. Y'all want to know what I mean by that when I say your God is in your belly? Y'all want to know what I mean by that? Put a 3 in the chat if you want to know what I mean by that. See a lot of 3s. Your God is in your belly. I'm talking about the lost value system. Thank you again, Coach Human. Because they used your hunger. They used the fear of poverty. They used the fear of not being able to put food in your stomach and the stomachs of your children to sell your soul. And you did it. When they told you that you have to sell your men out and the futures of your race, the futures of your children, and we'll give you food stamps and we'll give you welfare, they proved your God was in your belly. All that our ancestors had gone through on the plantation, hunger, torture, beatings, maiming, killing. And so many of our ancestors did not sell out, did not sell out themselves or they kinsmen that was going through it with them under some of the hardest duress that any human being could go through, which was chattel slavery. You waited till you was out of at least the chattel slavery part. You had stable family structures with your men. You had already been poor. So how you let them threaten you with poverty? You was poor anyway. A lot of our ancestors was poor anyway. So how you let them threaten you with your empty belly? Your belly was half empty anyway when he came over there. And all he had to do was tell you he'd fill your belly. And he would fill the bellies of your children. But you gotta sell your entire lineage, his legacy, the future of your entire race for generations to come to feed your mouth today. And a few years ago on this very platform, there was an individual who said, yeah, well, what was we supposed to do? Starve with y'all? And the gentleman that was debating with her said, yeah. We were supposed to be in it together. For better or for worse. For good or for ill. We had actually been through worse. We've been through worse than that. And not everybody was poor. We was together when Tulsa, Oklahoma happened. We was together when Rosewood was built. We was together. Not everybody was poor. But you chose to fill your belly. And we ain't never got back there since. I was so supposed to go through more of this video. It is time for black women to get their God out of their belly. Because you keep allowing the same trick. He gonna give you money. He gonna supply for you. He gonna provide for you. No faith in the Most High. And you got all the faith in the world in a system that ain't did nothing but have a track record of lying to you and spitting in your face behind it. Because this your God. Every time he say he gonna give you a couple of dollars, you drop everything and go over there with your hand out. When Ice Cube had language in his plan for Black America, and he said black people, which included black women, the black women on that show said, no, your language is not specific enough to address black women. But when Goldman Sachs promised $10 billion to only black women, excluding black men, not a mumbling word. No black woman ran up and said, hey, you can't give us that money without giving the money to the men too. What about the brothers? Not one. Nobody said to Goldman Sachs, we ain't taking no money like this. This is real one-sided. You mean to tell me you gonna give us some money and gonna give our brothers no money? They out here too. You either give it to all of us or none of us gonna take it. Y'all ain't never said that. Y'all ain't never said that to Zaddy. So your God is still in your belly. Like I said, every time he says sway, he gonna give you a couple of dollars, here you come. But when the Most High say, if you get yourself together spiritually, then all these things shall be added unto you. You don't believe that word. That's hocus pocus somehow. First seek ye the kingdom of heaven. First seek ye. What do that mean? Become spiritually sound first. What's the first value? Spiritual. And all these things shall be added unto you. What's all these things? Thank you, Michael Pace. The health, the good of your health, the good of your family, the good of your appearance, the good of your dwelling, the good of your mobility, the good of your education, the good of your profession, the good of your leisure, the good of your wealth. You don't believe that word, but you believe the word of a consistent liar. Then you want to come somewhere and po mouth. You know, it's just a system you readily participate in when it's convenient to you. When it's time to throw black men and even black children under the bus, there you go. All you got to do is wave it in your face. He ain't even really got to give it to you, just promise it to you. How many times you voted for the Democrats when they just promised you stuff and never give it to you? You keep going back. And you don't think we in a spiritual warfare? Don't play possum with me, black women. You're not as blind as you want everybody to think. Thank you, Norman Henderson. Like they said on Lord of the Rings, one of my favorite movies, when Denethor was talking to Gandalf, he said, do you think the eyes of the White Tower are blind? With your left hand, you would seek to use me as a shield, but with your right hand, you would seek to supplant me. With your left hand, you use black men as a shield. And with your right, you seek to supplant them. Nobody's stupid. Thank you again, Philip J. said, hence why I support this channel. Cold, hard, stone true. Take no prisoners. Yeah, because this is the 2-minute drill. We in the red zone. It's all or nothing. This the last play we got. This for all the marbles. And y'all still running around here playing fast and loose like you got time. Still want to be right like you got time. Still fighting against your men, which is actually your best hope out of this whole situation. And you side with the enemy. And then had the audacity to turn around and say black men is your enemy. If you don't knock it off. Thank you, Alex Jones. So go ahead and hit my likes. Please give me the 600. I got 664 people, 519 likes. And what we going to do is we going to become part of the A-Game family. How do you become part of the A-Game family? It's super duper simple. Everybody know how to do it? It's super simple because I pinned it to the top of the chat. So you can get this awesome product that addresses a man's vitality, his strength, his energy, and his libido by going to the link agameherbal.com, and you can get a 10% discount using the code Kendra10. Do not forget to use that code at checkout, okay? And you can have this box of awesomeness delivered to you ASAP. All right? I want to thank everyone for supporting. Are y'all wanting me to sing A-Game, A-Game, A-Game? Thank everyone for your support. Thank you for coming through, for your generous super chats, cash apps, just your presence. And also a warm thank you to my team, without which none of this is possible. The charts, the visuals, the intros, the outros, all of that, I thank them for very, very much from the bottom of my heart. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, Crimsonites. Hey, guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor, who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.